Hey everybody, Corey here, coming at you with a kind of short informal video today. I recently was given lent a Benchmade Super Freak, and this is my first interaction with a Benchmade knife, specifically an AXIS lock knife. At the same time, I had also made a purchase on a Hogue Deca, which has what is referred to as the ABLE lock, which is essentially Hogue's AXIS lock. The patent on Benchmade's AXIS lock expired, and now anybody can basically straight up copy the design, and there's no legal action that can be taken on Benchmade's part. So I just wanted to give my opinion on these two locks, specifically how they compare to one another, because I've seen a few videos when I was doing research trying to decide whether or not I wanted to buy the Hogue Deca. I saw quite a few videos that were kind of overhyping the ABLE lock. There's a lot of hype for this knife, and I will say this is a very good knife. The Hogue Deca seems to be a very good knife. I like what I've seen, but there were a lot of comments about like, oh, they really improved the AXIS lock. Oh, the ABLE lock, it's like, it's what the AXIS lock should have been. And if I'm being honest, I'll just get straight to the point. I'm not really picking up on that. At least this AXIS lock on this Benchmade, it's a little gritty. There's always going to be some friction, but it's not that gritty. And I get this wonderful thing, and I can open it and close it and open it and close it and all that. It's not hard. The Hogue Deca, same thing. It was gritty out of the box, but after it broke in a day, it was a whole lot smoother. And I hear that's the same thing with Benchmade's too. So same thing. I can sit here all day long and flip the Hogue open and closed. What I can say is that if there is a difference between the two locks, it is so marginal and minuscule that your average person would never be able to tell the difference. The one thing I will say, when it comes to how smooth the lock feels, because there's something at play here that I think a lot of people don't necessarily consider when they experience one of these locks. The Super Freak. Super Freak's a relatively big knife. I would say it's somewhere between a mid-sized knife and a large-sized knife. The Hogue Deca is much smaller than the Super Freak. And at first what I noticed is that I was a little disappointed because the Hogue Deca, I can kind of get it to the point where it swings freely, but you can see that it's actually just staying in place right now as I shake it. And I was like, oh, that's kind of disappointing because, there's something that I get a kick out of this, okay? If you're someone who likes to fidget with your knives, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I get a kick out of this. I like how smooth it is to open. I like how smooth it is to close. That's great. The Hogue Deca, while it's smooth, it doesn't necessarily feel as smooth because you have to do a little bit more of the work because the blade's very light. The blade is, I don't know the exact measurements, compared to this specific Benchmade, but essentially the reason that the Super Freak is like this is because the blade actually has so much heft to it that the blade does the work for you, basically. The blade is so heavy and has enough momentum, of course I screw it up, that it kind of carries the smoothness along, whereas with the Hogue, it's more of a wrist thing, because you can see if I get it stuck here, it won't even though I'm engaging or disengaging the lock, I can't even get it to fall shut under its own weight because it's too light. So I will say, and that goes for other Benchmades too, right? Like if you get a Benchmade bug out, it's probably not gonna swing the exact same way this does or feel the exact same way this does because it's a lighter knife, it has a lighter blade. It's just not going to function the same way. So all in all, what will I say in terms of the ABLE lock versus the AXIS lock? No big deal. It's really not that different. They function pretty much the same. They both need a little bit of break-in. They're both smooth once they're broken in. You really can't tell a difference. So, hope you found this useful. Hope you got something out of it, and I'll see you guys for the next review. The next review will be of the Super Freak. So we'll be talking about that. I got to give the knife back soon. It's a loaner, so there you go. All right, see you guys soon.